Imagine it's the year 2035. You're looking back on the last 10 years of your life. Are you proud of what you see? Or do you wish you had started planning sooner? Before we talk about making a plan, we need to talk about something even more important: your why. The truth is, most people set goals without ever asking themselves why they matter in the first place. They chase careers, money, and status because society tells them to, not because it aligns with who they are. But here's the thing: if your plan for the next 10 years isn't built on a foundation of purpose, it will crumble the moment challenges arise. Think about the most successful people in the world: athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. What sets them apart isn't just talent or intelligence. It's their deep connection to a purpose that fuels them even when things get hard. They don't wake up every morning forcing themselves to work toward their goals. They are pulled forward by something greater than themselves. That's the power of knowing your why. Your why is the reason you get out of bed every day. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's the fire that keeps burning even when the path gets tough. Without it, your goals become empty checkboxes, and even if you achieve them, you'll find yourself asking, is this all there is? To truly plan your life from 2025 to 2035, you must first define your why. But here's where most people get stuck. They think their why has to be some grand, world-changing mission. They believe it has to sound impressive or be tied to massive success. That's not true. Your why doesn't have to change the entire world. It just has to change your world. It could be the desire to create financial freedom for your family, to inspire the next generation, to build something meaningful, or even to simply become the best version of yourself. The key to finding your why is to look inward, not outward. Forget what society expects from you. Forget what looks good on paper. Instead, ask yourself, what excites me? What do I care about so deeply that I would pursue it even if I wasn't paid for it? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Once you discover your why, everything else becomes clear. Decision-making gets easier. Priorities fall into place. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter because you're laser-focused on what does. Your 10-year plan stops being just a set of goals. It becomes a mission that you wake up excited to chase every single day. But here's the hard truth: most people will never take the time to figure out their why. They will move through life on autopilot, checking off society's milestones, get a job, make money, buy a house, without ever stopping to ask if it's what they truly want. That won't be you. You're here today because you want more. You're here because you refuse to let the next decade be a blur of meaningless goals. You're here because you are ready to take control. And that starts right now with your why. When we think about the future, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the enormity of it all. A decade sounds like such a long time. It's 10 years, an entire lifetime for many people. The truth is, most of us struggle to plan for the long term because it feels so distant, so intangible. We think, how could I possibly plan for the next decade when I don't even know what tomorrow will bring? But here's the key to navigating that uncertainty. Think in decades, but act in days. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. By framing your future in terms of a decade, you give yourself the room to dream big. You allow yourself to think beyond short-term goals and focus on what you truly want in the long run. But it's the daily actions that turn those dreams into reality. A 10-year vision provides clarity. It allows you to see the bigger picture, to understand where you're going and why it matters. Without that vision, you're left adrift, making decisions based on whatever seems urgent in the moment. The big goals may seem out of reach, but with a decade-long vision, you can begin to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. For instance, let's say your goal is to be a successful entrepreneur by 2035. If you only focus on the end result, it can feel daunting. But if you think about what needs to happen over the next 10 years, what steps you need to take to build your business, acquire skills, network, and invest in your growth, the path becomes clearer. The key isn't to accomplish everything overnight, but to consistently make progress no matter how small. This is where acting in days becomes essential. Success is built on consistent, daily actions. It's the choices you make every day that compound over time, leading to massive results. It's easy to get discouraged when we don't see immediate progress, but the truth is, success doesn't happen overnight. It happens incrementally, one step at a time. Think about how you can act today to move closer to your 2035 vision. If you want to be a top performer in your field, what can you do today to improve? Can you read a chapter from a book? Reach out to a mentor? Start a project? Each small action, when compounded over the course of months and years, will move you closer to your larger goal. Don't underestimate the power of daily consistency. The habits you form today will define your success tomorrow. If you want to lose weight, write a book, or master a skill, don't wait for the right moment to start. Start today, because every day counts. Every choice you make either brings you closer to or further from your future self. And while the future may seem distant, it's shaped by the choices you make right now. By thinking in decades and acting in days, you create a bridge between where you are and where you want to go. Your long-term vision provides the map, but the actions you take each day are the steps that get you there. The future doesn't just happen, it's created by the decisions and actions you make today. So ask yourself, what can I do today to move closer to the life I want in 2035? The answer to that question will shape your next decade. We live in a world that is constantly changing. Technology evolves, industries shift, economies fluctuate, and personal circumstances take unexpected turns. Yet so many people try to create the perfect plan, hoping to control every variable in their lives. They wait for the right moment, the perfect conditions, the ideal opportunity. But perfection is an illusion, and those who cling to it often find themselves stuck, afraid to take action because things don't look exactly as they imagined. The truth is, the people who succeed over the next decade won't be the ones with the most flawless plans. They will be the ones who are adaptable, the ones who can pivot when life throws them a curveball, the ones who can adjust without losing momentum. If you plan your life with the expectation that everything will go exactly as you envisioned, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Things will change. Your interests might evolve, new opportunities may arise, and obstacles you never anticipated will appear. That's not failure, that's life. Adaptability is what allows you to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. It's the ability to assess, adjust, and take action no matter the circumstances. The most successful people in the world aren't those who never faced setbacks. They are the ones who learned how to navigate through them. Think about how many careers have been built not because of a perfect plan, but because someone saw an opportunity in the midst of uncertainty and had the courage to shift direction. This isn't about abandoning goals. It's about understanding that the path to those goals might look different than you initially thought. Some people get discouraged when things don't go exactly as planned, but those who embrace adaptability see challenges as opportunities to grow. They don't waste time complaining that the market changed, that their job wasn't what they expected, or that life didn't go according to plan. Instead, they ask, "What's my next move?" and keep going. Perfectionism often leads to procrastination. People delay taking action because they are waiting for the perfect strategy, the perfect timing, the perfect conditions. But the reality is, the longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. The best way to plan for the next decade is to start moving now, even if you don't have everything figured out. Adaptability means having the courage to take the first step, knowing that you will refine your approach as you go. Think about the companies, industries, and individuals who thrived over the last decade. They weren't necessarily the biggest or the most prepared. They were the ones who adapted. The same will be true for the next 10 years. The world will continue to change, and those who can shift, evolve, and find opportunities in unexpected places will be the ones who rise to the top. So instead of chasing perfection, focus on building adaptability. Develop the mindset that allows you to adjust without losing sight of your vision, because no matter how much you plan, the future will always be uncertain. The question is, will you be ready to adapt when it is? Success is never a solo journey, no matter how skilled, intelligent, or ambitious you are. Your environment and the people you surround yourself with play a crucial role in determining where you end up. The people you spend time with shape your mindset, influence your decisions, and either push you toward your goals or hold you back. That's why your network, your circle of friends, mentors, colleagues, and connections has a direct impact on your level of success. Many people believe success is about talent and hard work alone. While these things matter, the truth is that opportunities often come through relationships. The right conversation with the right person at the right time can change the entire trajectory of your life. This isn't about manipulation or using people. It's about intentionally surrounding yourself with those who inspire, challenge, and elevate you. If you are the most ambitious, driven, and knowledgeable person in your circle, you are in the wrong circle. Growth happens when you are around people who are ahead of you, who make you think bigger, and who push you beyond your comfort zone. Look at the most successful individuals in any field. They all have mentors, advisors, and a strong support system. They understand that success is not just about what you know, but also about who you know. The best opportunities often don't come from job postings or public announcements. They come from conversations, recommendations, and connections made through trusted relationships. That's why the most valuable investment you can make is in building and nurturing a strong network. However, building a powerful network isn't about collecting contacts or attending networking events just to hand out business cards. It's about creating genuine relationships based on trust, respect, and mutual value. The key is to give before you ask. Instead of approaching networking with a "what can I get" mentality, think about how you can contribute. How can you add value to others? How can you help, support, or connect people? The more you give, the stronger and more authentic your relationships will be. Equally important is eliminating negative influences. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, make excuses, or discourage your ambitions, it will affect you, whether you realize it or not. Energy is contagious. You need to be intentional about spending time with those who uplift, challenge, and support you. Seek out mentors who can guide you, peers who share your drive, and friends who celebrate your growth rather than resent it. Your network is not just about professional success. It also impacts your personal development, mindset, and overall well-being. The right people will not only open doors for you, but also help you see opportunities you never even considered. They will hold you accountable, push you when you feel like giving up, and remind you of your potential when you forget. In the next 10 years, the relationships you build will play a major role in shaping your future. Be intentional about who you let into your world. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, and you'll find that success is no longer just about what you do, it's about who you do it with. In a world that glorifies instant success, quick wins, and immediate gratification, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. Society rewards those who achieve fast results, viral fame, overnight riches, rapid promotions. But what often goes unnoticed is how fleeting these wins can be. The people who truly leave a mark, the ones who build something that lasts, are not those who chase short-term victories, but those who focus on creating a legacy. Legacy is about more than personal success. It's about the impact you leave behind, the lessons you pass on, the people you influence, and the contributions you make that outlive you. A decade from now, no one will remember how many likes your post got, how fast you made your first million, or how quickly you climbed the corporate ladder. But they will remember the way you made them feel, the values you stood for, and the difference you made in their lives. Chasing short-term wins can be tempting because they provide immediate validation. Getting a high-paying job might feel like success, but if it's at the cost of your well-being or purpose, is it really? Making money quickly might feel like an achievement, but if it's not sustainable or meaningful, does it truly matter? Short-term wins often come with compromises, cutting corners, making decisions based on urgency rather than principle, and sacrificing long-term stability for immediate rewards. The people who make a lasting impact don't just think about what they can achieve in the next year. They think about what they want to leave behind in the next decade, the next generation, and beyond. They build businesses that create value, not just profits. They mentor and uplift others instead of competing in a race to the top. They make decisions based on integrity rather than convenience. A legacy is not something you create overnight. It's built through consistent actions, choices, and the way you show up every day. It's in the relationships you nurture, the principles you uphold, and the way you contribute to the world around you. Every decision you make today is shaping the kind of impact you will leave behind. Are you focused only on what benefits you right now? Or are you thinking about how your choices will matter in the long run? Building a legacy requires patience, vision, and a willingness to play the long game. It means rejecting shortcuts and choosing the path that aligns with your values, even when it's harder. It means prioritizing meaningful work over quick success, depth over surface-level achievements, and long-term fulfillment over temporary highs. The next 10 years will pass. Whether you're intentional about your legacy or not, the question is, will you look back and see a collection of short-lived accomplishments, or will you see a life that truly mattered? What you do today is shaping your legacy. The impact you leave behind is not something that happens by accident. It's something you build moment by moment through the choices you make and the way you choose to live. The next 10 years of your life will not be defined by luck, talent, or even intelligence alone. They will be shaped by the choices you make every single day. Planning your life from 2000 to 2035 is not just about setting goals. It's about building a foundation for something greater than short-term success. It starts with understanding your why, the deeper purpose that drives you forward. It continues with the discipline to think in decades but act in days, ensuring that your long-term vision is backed by daily action. Perfection will never be the key to progress. Adaptability will. The world will change, obstacles will arise, and your ability to pivot will determine your success. Instead of chasing an ideal plan, commit to continuous growth and learning. Invest not just in goals, but in your own development, knowing that who you become is more important than what you achieve. Your journey will not be traveled alone. The people around you, your network, will either lift you higher or hold you back. Be intentional about surrounding yourself with those who challenge and inspire you, because success is not just about what you know, but also about who you know. And as you build toward your future, don't just focus on short-term wins. Think beyond immediate success and work towards something that will outlive you. Legacy is greater than any single achievement. It is the impact you leave behind. A decade from now, you will either look back with pride at the life you intentionally created or with regret at the time you let slip away. The choice is yours. Your future is not something you wait for, it is something you build, starting today.